do you see as the priorities, again, briefly, the priorities for your district in terms of needs?
The priorities are, I have a large housing stock. And I was just reading recently that the mortgage foreclosure rate is still going up, even though we're supposed to have passed the hump of the recession. You still find that the mortgage foreclosure rate in the last 3 months has still gone up, which is, I think, truly amazing. As recently as yesterday, which is the last 3 months, the rates have gone up. So we still have to deal with issues of people losing their biggest asset, which is their home. The Bronx happens to have the largest unemployment rate in the state of New York.
In the whole state?
In the whole state.
Of any
of
other
all
county?
the boroughs, of all the counties, of all the boroughs, of all the counties. There are 61 counties in the state. The Bronx still has the highest unemployment rate. We also happen to have large issues of obesity, large issues of tuberculosis, and those are endemic of what poverty is all about. I was surprised to have read a study recently that the relationship between obesity and poverty is so close. The reason is that poor people eat the wrong foods.
Eat poorly.
And because they eat the wrong foods, they eat the fatty foods. And the fatty foods make them fat, although it doesn't provide the kind of nutrition they should get.
We'll come back to some of those things in terms of what you are doing or can be done by the legislature regarding those issues. We want to concentrate for a little while on the issues that you've been focusing on and are focusing on here at the Somos Uno conference. What are the ones that you've been paying particular attention to right here?
Well, two of my greatest concerns in the last 6-8 months, in the last couple of years, I should say, is the whole issue of MWBE. For those of your viewers who may not be aware of it, MWBE stands for Minority and Women Business Enterprises.
Okay.
I'll give you the history of it.
Briefly.
When we had Democratic administrations, this was a booming opportunity for Latinos. And as you know, in New York City and in New York State, you had Republican administrators, Republican governors and Republican mayors. And the number of MWBEs went down. Their participation in government also went down for 100 different reasons. I'm not making it politics. I'm not saying the Democrat versus Republican politics, but it's just as a matter of fact, they did go down. Now, to gear up again, it's much slower, it's much harder. You have to deal with the issues of economics. You have to deal with a whole bunch of other issues. So it's a tremendous opportunity for Latino businesses, for small businesses, for women-owned businesses to really try and look at the buying power that New York State has, the billions and billions of dollars that New York State uses to buy all its equipment and so on and so forth. And my goal is to see how Latino businesses can participate in that. The other area that I'm so concerned about also is the issue of what's happening in our universities. There is a process called the 2015 phenomena. You know, we're in 2010 right now. So the 2015 phenomena is only 5 years away. And the 2015 phenomena says that by the year 2015, the bulk of students that graduate from our university system, from our high school system, are going to be Latinos and African Americans. Now, that may be true in New York City, but that's going to be true all throughout New York State. And what that will do is basically less Latinos are graduating from the school system, and that means that there'll be less people being able to go into our universities. And what that means basically is that you'll have the same number of universities, but less students, meaning that some universities are going to have to close down. Meaning,
now that's the first I've heard of that.
That's the 2015 phenomena.
Are we talking about both city university and the state university system?
That's in the entire. That's all the graduates in the.
No, about universities having to close down.
Well, it's private colleges. If you have less students, most of the student bodies in New York State colleges happen to be New York State high school students.
Yes.
If you're graduating less students, then you as a college administrator are going to have to do one of two things: lower your standards, which would be terrible for you, or offer less classes, offer less opportunities because you have less students coming into your university. So, and that's what the 2015 phenomena talks about. So the issue is, how do we deal with the issue of diversity and what's going to happen? How do we continue to have the demand on our college system so that they can continue to service the students, the student body? And how do you look at the professors that we have, the boards that rule these colleges, the administrators that you have in these colleges? How do you diversify these bodies, these presidents, college presidents, these administrators, and these boards and these professorships? How do you diversify that? So I've been working on that issue. I want you to know something, that the greatest, if you're looking at diversity, the state that has the greatest amount of diversity happens to be New Mexico. New Mexico happens to have a 46% Hispanic population and about 11-12% African American population. At the university system, 46% of the students happen to be Latino, and 11 to 12% of the students happen to be African American. So if you want to find true diversity in the regular body and in the college student body, you have to go to New Mexico.